Well, hello and thank you for joining me for an Alex on Tech and iTWire TV video interview. I'm here with Andrew Sjoquist. He is the CEO and founder of WinDC, the portable modular data center company. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Alex.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time. Now, we're here for the launch. It's going to happen in about half an hour's time, but we're actually looking at one of the modular AI factory data centers. So please tell us about your vision and mission to make this happen, and then we'll go into some details.
Yeah, look, this has been 10 years in the making. So we originally saw some challenges arising in the power system about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And in that time, we've worked hard to try and contain what is in a normal data center. And so tonight, we've landed our first unit here. We've got a bit of a launch event going on so that our customers and partners can see the inside and take it through it, and we'll take you through in a sec to see what it's like on the inside of this modular data center.
Yeah, and as we can see, I'll just move the camera around, but as we can see, this is attached to a truck, so it truly is portable. Now, of course, people are talking about the sovereign AI factories, and of course you've got AI factories there, and it says not your traditional data center, lower compute costs, renewable energy, 90 days from deployment to operation. So just tell us a bit more about the company and the importance of AI factories and some of the things you were achieving.
Yeah, so Australia's on the cusp of being able to lead the world in clean, sovereign AI. And so what that means is that we need more power to drive data centers. And so there's plenty of capacity in our metropolitan areas that is already built, but we need to scale that faster. We need to get out, build more capacity for the world's compute to come to Australia so we can export clean, green AI tokens back to the world. Now, the challenge is trying to get that energy from where it's generated out in renewable energy assets and other assets outside of the metropolitan areas into the metro areas. That's been a big constraint. And so it's a challenge that the transmission network providers have had for a long time. And that's becoming accentuated now with the accelerated growth of AI. It's just been off the charts in terms of how much power AI is demanding. And so we've taken the problem and applied a slightly different solution. Rather than having the power come to the data center, we're taking the data center to the power.
Well, it's the ultimate edge case for AI and data centers, isn't it? Normally on the edge it's a small computer somewhere, but here you've got the whole data center at the edge.
That's right, everything's contained in the unit you see behind me. The chillers, the switchgear, UPSs, it's all packaged into one. So this is our very first 100 kilowatt unit that you can see behind me. Our 2 megawatt units are arriving shortly in Australia, and they'll follow behind our 100 kilowatt units. So we have a nice mix of different capacities. And that really complements the metropolitan cities. We know it's important to be close to metropolitan locations where users reside for a variety of latency reasons in different use cases. But then there's also plenty of use cases where that high power, high density demand is better suited to be close to the generation. That'll avoid us needing to use the grid to transmit every kilowatt hour of power to the data center.
Now I can see there's wind turbines there. So how do you connect from these renewable sources directly into the data center? Yeah,
great question. So on the site where the renewable energy is being generated, either in a solar farm or a wind farm, you have a substation. So not unlike a substation you'll see around the city. So we connect to that substation and power it straight from there. But basically what that means, it comes directly out of the turbine, directly out of the panel, through the substation back into the data center, as opposed to having that extra hop of going on the transmission network, which might be hundreds of kilometers, back into the cities.
And I mean, you hear critics of renewable energy talking about the sun doesn't shine, the wind doesn't blow. I mean, is the power constant? Do you have batteries as well? How does that work?
Great question. The power is constant. So we firm the power with some special battery technologies that sits alongside these units when they get to the site. So there's an ability there to ensure that we can still deliver 100% availability. One of the things that we're also working on is our swarm integrations, which will basically allow us to use these devices as demand response engines. So what that means is that when the grid is getting heavily constrained, perhaps during peak hours, which generally shows up as high pricing in wholesale markets, we're able to curtail the workloads and position the workloads in different areas until that curtailment or that constraint passes, and then we can ramp back up again. So it really means that we're an energy integrated asset as opposed to being a passive load sitting on the edge of the network.
And because I'm in technology and fascinated about batteries, can you tell me what's the battery chemistry of these batteries? A little bit about the batteries that you're using.
Yeah, so we're using a redox flow battery. We can go into that in a bit more detail. Basically, we have a large tank, or 2 tanks, one with positively charged electrolyte, one with negatively charged electrolyte. they combine together in a chemistry membrane to be able to provide that firming. And so basically that allows us to provide that continual flow of power, even when the sun doesn't shine, the wind doesn't blow. We also hope to have additional capacity in those batteries to be able to contribute some back to the grid, to provide additional value other than just what the data center can provide.
It's not just a modular AI factory, it's a modular portable battery as well.
That's right, it's been very important for us. We want to make sure that we don't have an environmental impact. So when we go to the sites, we avoid leaving anything behind. So all of our footprint is contained within this ISO conformant footprint, which is the shipping standard that's been around since the 50s. It means that we're able to easily pick this up, put it on the back of a truck or put it on a ship and move it to where the energy is. Makes it a very efficient
And just out of curiosity, we've got helicopters going ahead. What is the amount of battery life that you would expect? How long can it sustain the system before the renewable energy comes back online?
Yeah, so we're confident that we're able to ride through basically the capacity factors of the asset that we're co-locating on. Capacity factor is how much power over a general 24-hour period you're able to sustain. And so in a solar asset, it's generally about 25%. In a wind asset, it might be closer to 40%. So we're able to ride through those periods and get back up to 100% uptime, which is what the industry expects. But like I said, with the demand response approach that we're arriving at, that'll change and give us a bit more flexibility as well.
Yeah, I mean, you've obviously done all the calculations to make sure that it's going to stay up, obviously very important. What about the connectivity to the rest of the world? Is it through Starlink satellites, or how are you connecting?
Great question. We are using Starlink mainly for telemetry systems as a backup, but we're also leveraging fibre networks. So fibre networks out of our partners in Vocus, the transmission network service provider networks as well. So we have good diverse path connectivity. And that's really meant that from an experience perspective, we're able to add only a couple of milliseconds from a metro location out to these locations. And for the large part, users aren't even aware that that's occurring.
Yeah, well, that's fabulous. And so is fibre already at these locations?
It is, yeah. In the locations that we're starting at, there's already fibre assets there. We've been fortunate that there's been a lot of good technology companies that have come before us that have laid those across the terrestrial, across the land, as well as in the sea. So Australia is well serviced in that regard, and it's through that, I guess we're riding on the back of those pioneers in that space, which has been really exciting to allow this to happen from a connectivity perspective.
Now we're going to see the launch and there'll be lots of information shared, but what has the reaction been so far from all the people you've been speaking to? Yeah,
look, the reaction this week has been amazing. We started the week with our announcement and our partnership with Armada, who we're working with to design, build and deploy these units. We've seen interest from all over the world actually, but here in Australia, renewable energy asset owners who perhaps are feeling some of the pinch with relation to how their assets are yielding because of the constraints of the network. They're excited to see us arrive at their locations. We've got some great anchor corner customers in the enterprise space and NeoCloud customers that we're in discussions with as well to be able to run their GPU workloads in these locations.
And are you going to be selling these units to companies or running them yourself?
So they're delivered as a service at this point in time. There is a view down the track that we may go down a path where we provide them on an IRU style basis. But at the moment we want to stay as close as possible to a familiar model, and that's the approach that we're taking.
And are you able to say how much one of these units costs roughly?
I can't necessarily tell you, but I can tell you that from a costing perspective, because of our very attractive price of power, mainly because we remove the transmission use of service charges, but also because we're able to negotiate a good price for these effectively what would be a wasted energy asset. We're able to pass that through to customers, and so we believe that that'll be well received in the market as well.
So is there anything else, before you give me your final message, because I've got a couple more I want to ask you, but what else do we need to know about WinDC that you haven't already had the chance to say?
Look, I think we're complementary to metropolitan data centres. They've done a lot of the heavy lifting over the years. They continue to do so. They've played an important part. There's been some amazing pioneering that's happening in that space, or happened in that space, and continues to happen. So we're just another flavour of data centres that can all coexist. We're really excited about that.
Now, a couple of very quick questions. One, I always like to ask, if you could please share a memory of your first personal computer.
Oh, that's a great question. First personal computer, I think, if I remember, it was a 286.
Yep. IBM AT clone.
Yep, there we
probably,
go. And I took the covers off and probably blew it up a few times. But I think if we do that now, it'll be a bit of a bigger bang, so we won't give that a go tonight.
Definitely. And can you please share some of the best advice you've received in life to help you get where you are today, founder of something quite extraordinary?
I think it is, don't give up.
Yeah.
You've got to keep moving forward, and then you also got to know that you have the bad days so that you know when you have the good days. And so, sound piece of advice from a ASX listed CEO that I've really taken on board and really appreciated.
And so Andrew, what's your final message to the viewers, listeners and the readers?
I think give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to discuss your use cases. We'd love to explore this nation building frontier with you. There's some really intelligent and smart minds in this country. And it'd be great to work together to get that message out to the world.
Well, Andrew Sjoquist, the CEO and founder of WinDC, Australia's portable modular data centre. Thank you so much for taking the time. Let's have a quick tour and then let's go inside. It's raining, so we've got to get going. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Cheers.
Okay, so Andrew, we're actually inside the portable data centre, WinDC. So just give us a very quick tour, because I know you've got to get back inside and help everybody to get settled.
Look, welcome inside. As you can see, it feels very much like a data center that a lot of you have probably been inside of.
Mm-hmm.
So we can see down here we have our chilling systems with air cooling.
Yep.
We have hot aisle containment, which will be known to all of you. And so where the servers blow their hot air, we're containing that and passing it back to the chillers for recirculation.
Mm-hmm.
We have 4 cabinets here, standard 42RU APC racks. And so inside of here we obviously house the equipment. Each of these racks is rated to about 24, 25 kilowatts. So they are for medium sort of density.
And normally this will be on and all the racks will be flashing and all the servers will be powering along.
We haven't powered it up today because we wouldn't be able to hear, so we left it shut down. Come on down this way. We've got a hot aisle containment in here. So
okay, so what do we have in here?
So this is hot aisle containment. So we've got 2 racks backing onto each other. With the hot air sort of blowing up to the top. We've got lots of sensors in here as well that help us to measure and monitor the environment. Come on back this way, another rack, and we also have our UPS, so that'll help us ride through for some short-term interruption.
Yep, there we go.
And then our control system, so building management system that talks back to our cloud infrastructure for telemetry. That helps us remotely manage and monitor all of the sensors and environmentals in this environment. And then of course our switchgear. So switchgear, 100 kilowatts of total IT load through this 40-foot container.
And is the green light inspired by the Matrix?
It's a good question, but today it's here for our launch and our WinDC colours are on full display.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you. Let's go back inside and get ready for the launch.
Good on you. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.